In today's news, search continues for missing Walker and Williams Jr. Emancipation Festivities already receiving extremely positive reviews. Price gouging task force never established. However, a similar initiative is set to start under the Trade Commission. More discussions are needed on the National Strategic Development Plan, says Honorable Carvin Malone, and Tortola Toastmasters Club installs a new executive committee. In addition to that, money laundering scheme targets hospitality industry. We're taking a close look at the BVI officials who participate in the CARICOM Regional Gender Equality Strategy consultations. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, July 28th, 2022. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and of course for your viewership. We're of course beginning our newscast on the local scene here in the Virgin Islands. The 2022 Emancipation Festival is already receiving positive feedback despite the scheduling of the first official event being set for this weekend. Of course, this because of the festival warm-up, tramp, and the Calypso Review pre-festival events which occurred over the weekend were considered a success. Chairman of the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee, Mr. Dirk Walters, said that he was happy so far with the turnout and support shown by residents toward the two events.
Well, very elated to know that both events, the pre-events, were very much well received, you know, especially the Trump, which is something we haven't had in quite some time, for many, many years. And there was this perception that, you know, the generation gap, this era of young pawsons may not really have known, per se, what a tramp in itself was. But, you know, actually pushing it out there and clearly articulated the pawson, what it is, and describing what it is in terms of, you know, part of our tradition and our culture. I'm very, very happy to see that it was well received. You know, I passed there myself, and to see the pawsons in large numbers and actually get one of the younger bands to be involved as well and let them get that experience and that exposure was really great. So I'm very, very happy that that went down very well.
Walters also spoke about the Calypso Review event, stating that he was in awe of the performances as well as the large turnout at the festival grounds.
And also the Calypso Review and the pre-event show in the Festival Village Grounds on Saturday night was amazing as well. Really great performances from the Virgin Islands bands and artists as well as the Calypsonians. I was thoroughly impressed on everything that transpired on the stage for the entire evening. Gesture, of course, brought down the house, and the feeling is in the air that really set the tone for festival. And it's such a great feeling just standing by and even watching it. I stood backstage and on the side, and it's such an awesome feeling just watching pawsons after we've gone through such, you know, crazy times over the past couple of years with COVID and losing so many loved ones and being locked down, and pawsons financially strained and all of these different issues get to come out and actually free up themselves in the spirit of festival, you know, the true essence of who we are as Caribbean pawsons, as Virgin Islanders.
Now viewers, Chairman Walters encouraged residents to continue to showing support, of course, this festival season, as the Bernard Yampy Nibs Festival is, of course, officially kicking off this week. Of course, the Grand Gospel Fest took center stage and persons were out in numbers.
We're going to have the official opening of the Bernard Yampy Nibs Festival Village on Wednesday night, coming the 27th of July. So we're going to have the official opening ceremony where we're going to have our dignitaries, our elected representatives, and these persons there. You know, so we're going to really reflect on everything in terms of the festival, our reason for our emancipation celebrations, and we're going to have the ribbon cutting ceremony local artists. We have High Frequency Band with Brent Hoyt. We have our guest artist, gospel artist, Sherwin Gardner. So it's going to be incredible. We're going to have a whole praise and worship section going on. So I encourage everyone to come out there, and there's no charge, there's no cover. Also, even on Thursday night, there's no cover. We have a real grown and sexy big people party night on Thursday night. I want to encourage persons to come out for. We have Cool Session Brass in the house on Thursday night. We have Onion and Burning Flames in the house on Thursday night as well. So it's going to be really nice. I encourage persons to come out for all the festivities. Also the food fair, one of my very favorite events, coming on Friday at the Sylvie Romney Tortola Pear Park. That's going to be really incredible. All your delectable delights, your local cuisine. You know, it's going to be really from desserts to main dishes. It's going to be really nice. So I encourage everyone to come out and emancipate themselves, have a really good time.
The Gospel Fest, which was held last evening, was a free event that featured the likes of high-frequency band Unique, Dwight Hutchinson, yours truly, and international recording artist Sherwin Gardner. Tonight, we'll highlight the Torchlight Procession and will feature ABM, Cool Session Brass, Onion and a three-cylinder band, Extreme and Pascal, and DJ Phenom and Hashim. Of course, Friday night is the Village is entitled the Festival Glow Night, and we'll have DJ Mac Millie and DJ Carly Cartel, UTB, OMG, featuring Boss, Banco, Bismal, Adam O, and Blind Ears. Of course, the one and only Rock City out of the U.S. Virgin Islands. And on Saturday, viewers, it will be an international soca night with DJ Dre, Nessa, Preppy, Fireman, Hopper, Mr. Killa, and Vibe. Now, Sunday is entitled Festival Ultimate Musical Mix and will feature a mixture of Latin and Afrobeat music. Performing will be DJ Grimm, Latin Fusion, Manji Audio, of course, a number of different artists, and we're encouraging each and every one of you to come out and support the festival activities this festival season. Continuing on the local scene, a special task force, or the special task force rather, which was announced back in March of 2022 under the leadership of Premier at that time Andrew Foy, with the aim of tackling price gouging in the territory, was never established and will likely remain inactive. These are the words of Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, who made the disclosure during the recent press conference after local media inquired about the initiative. He said his research found that the task force was never even created, but said his present government was working on a similar initiative, which will be spearheaded by the Consumer Affairs Unit of the Trade and Consumer Department, or the Trade Commission Unit, once it comes into effect.
Based on my investigations, the task force never really functioned. But that's why I mentioned in this statement that on an ongoing basis, we're going to bring together the Trade Commission. And the Trade Commission is set up a Consumer Affairs Unit. Of course, the Trade Commission has not been brought into effect yet. But once it's brought into effect, it's going to have a Consumer Affairs Unit. And that's really going to be the goal of the Consumer Affairs Unit. They'll work together with Central Statistics Office. They'll work together with Customs. They'll work together with the ports to ensure that we have a system in place to be able to not only monitor prices, but if we have specific initiatives like concessions and we want to ensure that prices are passed on to the consumer, we'll come up with a specific mechanism to making sure that takes place, which will include collecting information from these particular businesses, maybe agreeing on a particular markup on a specific basket of goods. And of course, we also want to have discussions with these businesses in terms of what we can do to help them provide better prices to the consumers, whether there's some adjustments we have to make to our policies on the port, whether we have to take a look at our cap system and what modifications need to be made to the cap systems for customs.
Premier Wheatley also revealed that he has already commenced discussions with the BVI Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, which represents a large portion of the businesses within the territory of the Virgin Islands.
We've engaged the BVI CCHA on the matter, so we're going to be engaged with them in this conversation. We want to have a conversation with our supermarkets, those persons who import heavily, hardware stores, etc., and have a real, not an adversarial conversation, which can sometimes happen when we say, oh, the businesses are horrible or terrible. When business persons know there are a lot of pressures on being able to run a successful business. So we want to have a conversation and see how we can be of assistance, how we can help with the ultimate goal of not just increasing profits of businesses, but being able to have relief directly to the consumer.
Viewers, up next, more discussions are needed on the National Strategic Development Plan, says the Honorable At-Large Minister Carvin Malone. Money laundering scheme targets hospitality industry, and the BVI officials participate in CARICOM Regional Gender Equality Strategy consultations. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
You value traditions. Today. You value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns. All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for your time. We're continuing on with local news. A territorial at-large representative, the Honorable Carvin Malone, is rallying for more discussions on the matter of developing a national strategic development plan for the Virgin Islands. Now, Malone's calls come amid great contention on some of the implementations that have resulted for the recommendations of the Commission of Inquiry report. Some of these implementations have been criticized in the House of Assembly and elsewhere as a threat to the democratic rights and processes of the Virgin Islands and the territory's path to self-governance and self-determination. Honorable Malone, who was speaking as a guest of the Honestly Speaking radio show, recently said the situation at hand is a tale too common to the territory of the Virgin Islands, and the Virgin Islands is often fighting against imposed measures when it should instead be in a position to fight in defense of its own agenda.
We are busy for years, since I know myself in my short number of years, having to be reactive, having to fight every cause, fight against the particular white paper, fight against what we reckon did not best describe us. So I got to thinking, well, when would we develop an agenda for the BVI that we can fight for? So when we're talking about developing this particular framework, because we have to now look in terms of gathering all the documents that we have spent money on.
Now, viewers, Honorable Malone argued that it would be in the best socioeconomic and political interest of the people of the territory to develop its own agenda rather than attempting to fit onto or adjust a development plan given to it by external authorities. He said this will also follow decision makers to build, or also allow decision makers to build the framework from the bottom up in a manner best fitted to its society as opposed to top-down approach.
What we're looking at is in terms of a bottoms up framework, agenda. Too long and too often, we look in terms of a decision being made on the top, and then we have to try and see how it fits in the bottom. We're looking in terms of my particular task I've taken to get all of the pieces necessary, and we have a lot of the pieces already. We need some more. Get all the pieces, get the population engaged, so that we can develop the framework necessary for the decisions we need to make.
The National Strategic Development Plan, he explained, will be a master plan of what the territory hopes to accomplish and how it intends to get there. Malone stressed that the task at hand is not reinvention of the wheel, but instead a continuation of the path that the territory has long been traveling. He also added that as a such result, it will utilize a number of documents gathered over the BVI's history, including the COI report. Malone believes that one of the most important aspects of the process will be avid discussions with stakeholders, including the citizens of the Virgin Islands, to ensure that everyone can understand what needs to be done. The Financial Investigation Agency is advising the public, particularly the banking and hospitality industries, of a possible money laundering scheme being executed by unknown individuals using legitimate businesses and individuals' identification. Now, the perpetrators have been making false reservations at hotels and guest houses using the names of reputable individuals and businesses. They often pay for the reservation using a cashier's check to the bank account of the hotel or guest house and then cancel and make a request for a refund via email. The hotel or guest would facilitate the refund by check, so the ill-gotten gains would then be introduced into a financial institution from an apparently legitimate source. Now, any amount that is kept by the hotel or guest house as a cancellation fee is usually written off by the money launderer as the cost of business. The fraudulent electronic scam may appear legitimate at first glance, viewers, as they can be highly sophisticated and perpetrated by familiar persons or businesses. However, the agency is reminding banks and hoteliers of their legal obligation to report any suspicious activity under the penalty of law. In the coming weeks, officials from the territory will convene virtually with counterparts from CARICOM associates and members states to engage in consultations on the draft CARICOM Regional Gender Equality Strategy. The consultations series, facilitated by CARICOM Secretariat, commenced on Tuesday, July 26, and brings together senior officials from Ministries of Gender, Education, Health, Labor, Environment, and Finance from the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Guyana, and Suriname during the first round of activities. The strategy, titled Stepping It Up, a strategy to achieve gender equality in the Caribbean community, makes a point of CARICOM's commitment to strengthening the promotion and practice of gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls across the region. It also explores 7 areas of focus, namely gender equality and social inclusion, freedom from violence, economic empowerment, good governance, across to, of course, health services, inclusive quality education, and sustainable natural resources management. In addition to this, the strategy aligns with the international frameworks such as the 1979 Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the Belgian Platform for Action, the Sustainable Development 2030 Agenda, and the CARICOM Gender Equality Policy, which aims to strengthen the capacity of the CARICOM Secretariat to champion gender equality and empowerment for women. It is anticipated that the ongoing consultations will help ensure that strategy is inclusive, participatory, and reflecting, of course, the input of the wider Caribbean community before it is processed for finalization. The consultations will end on July 29th. Viewers, when 284 News returns, Tortola Toastmasters Club installs a new executive committee and the search continues for a missing walker and Williams. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for sticking with us. The Tortola Toastmasters Club of the British Virgin Islands installed the 2022-2023 Executive Committee members prior to the commencement of the new year on July 1st, 2022. At the Starry Night, the Black Tie Affair installation dinner on the 16th of July 2022, past President Ernal George and past Area Director Melanie James served as the Toastmasters of the evening. Immediate past President Luce Hodge Smith conducted the installation of the enthusiastic and eager incoming Executive Committee. Now, the guest speaker for the evening was Toastmaster Dr. Arlene T. Penn, who encouraged fellow Toastmasters and invited guests passionately on changing your perspective and not settling where you are. However, reach the stars. Now, the 2022-2023 Tortola Toastmasters Club Executive Committee are President Wesleyan Walters, Vice President Education Crystal Collins, Vice President Membership Laurel Freeman, Vice President Public Relations Sharona Pickering, Secretary Renette Jennings, Secretary Patrice Thomas, Sergeant at Arms Melanie James, Immediate Past President Luce Hodge Smith, Outgoing President Luce Hodge Smith provided admiring remarks to the outgoing Executive Committee as the club once again obtained President Distinguished for the Toastmasters Year 2021-2022. Now, viewers, also in the President's remarks, of course, a Toastmaster Wesleyan Walters assured the club that present and aspiring members, the new Executive Committee is vibrant and ready for the constructive challenge ahead. After the conclusion of the formalities, of course, Toastmasters and guests enjoyed the lovely and vibrant sounds of two smooth under the stars. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide, they say, a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, viewers, the Toastmasters International motto is "Where Leaders Are Made." Tortola Masters is proud, they say, to be a part of the District 81, which serves the Caribbean region. Division E Director Yvonne Thomas represents all the Toastmasters Club in Division E, including Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Martin, St. Kitts, Nevis, Virgin Islands, and United States of the Virgin Islands. The Toastmasters Club meets every first, third, and fifth Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. Of course, if you are interested in finding out more about the Toastmasters Club, be sure to contact our website. We have all the details at tweet4media.com. Police continue inquiries into two men whose families reported them missing since Sunday, 17th July. While the men, Kevin Walker and Cleo Foster Williams Jr., are alleged to have boarded a vessel in the East End area on that Sunday, so far, detectives say they have no confirmation that the two even left the territory and no evidence of a missing boat. Neither Walker nor Williams is said to have owned a boat. Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Intelligence Unit have notified counterparts in St. Martin and other Caribbean islands, of course, with the photos of the missing men. General searches also were carried out by the Marine Branch as well as the Virgin Islands Search and Rescue and are still ongoing within the territory's waters for any evidence that could help with the investigations. Head of the Criminal Investigations Unit, Gilbert Charles, noted that the public's cooperation is of course essential in advancing its inquiries. He said, and I quote, "In order to move forward with our investigations, we need witnesses to the men's movement prior to Sunday, July 17th, and on the day where they were last seen. We need to know whether either or both were seen in the company of any person. Very little information is forthcoming, and without the information, we have no way of narrowing a search. Police are asking the general public and anyone who have had any contact or may know of the whereabouts of these two men to telephone the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force as its 3-digit access number at 311. Or, of course, call the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Intelligence Unit at 368-9339. Again, that number is 368-9339. Captains and boaters are asked to continue to be on the lookout while traveling throughout the territory for these men. Kevin Walker of Parham Town was last seen wearing a pair of light blue jeans and a white-gray t-shirt. He is dark in complexion with braided hair and a tattoo on his forearm and frequents the Moose Bar and Sound. Cleo Foster Williams Jr., that is, of Johnson Gut, is in dark complexion with dreadlocks in his hair. No description of the clothing he was last seen wearing has been provided. Of course, we continue to wish the family and friends, children of the men the very best as they continue to search, of course, in anticipation for the loved ones. Viewers, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. You've been watching 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media. We are your source, and of course, we're going to keep you informed not only today, but tomorrow. I'll see you again tomorrow, as well as our entire festival season. I'm Ron Grant reporting for 284 News. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Happy Thursday. Bye-bye.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man forget you.
How may I assist you?